All right, Twitch chat. Let's do a new run here. Playing with the Awoken as our primary clan. Of course, our allied clan has to be the Hellhorn then. Nothing else yet really to choose or play with. Can't get the alternate champions until level 5 and such. So we'll just do a Covenant 1 run. As we get started on this run, I am going to take a quick break here, refill the legs, stretch my water and all that. So new to Covenant runs, something that doesn't happen on the first run notably, is random starting cards. You get 5 random cards added to the starting deck. 2 commons from your primary clan, 2 commons from your secondary clan, and 1 uncommon from your primary clan. Depending on what you get here, you can have either a very easy or a very hard time. Looks like this will work really well with Spikes as our champion start. And now we're able to get Pact Shards too. We've got the Last Divinity unlocked, so we can make this a Divinity run. Oh, good. All right, well, we'll talk on that, talk more on that in a minute. But first, it's break time for me. I'm going to take a couple of minutes here, get a quick snack, refill my water, stretch my legs. When I return, more Monster Train. Be right back, folks. Don't go nowhere. All right, hello and welcome back, everybody, to Monster Train, The Last Divinity. We're now playing with Pact Shards unlocked. And we have a lot more options on the map. So how the Pact Shard system works is this. At various opportunities during your run of Monster Train, you will be able to gain Pact Shards and a useful resource at the same time. So for example, here, we can take 100 gold and 10 shards. The shards themselves are bad in that they make enemies stronger. The more shards you have, the more empowered enemies will become. And this can make foes quite nasty. You need to collect 100 of these shards by the end of the run in order to unlock a new final battle, the Last Divinity, which is akin to the heart of Slay the Spire. I think you guys are going to like what you see from the DLC, because I think it adds a lot of decision-making, in particular with the unit combination mechanic, which we'll get to see when we arrive at the first Divine Temple. The Divine Temples are really what makes the DLC so interesting, personally. So, our starting relic options, Jack Strips. 2 damage whenever an enemy unit moves between floors. That's pretty good against the early waves. Or no Rage Decay. We're not even doing Rage currently. Let's take Jack Strips. I'm feeling a passive Spikes-based damage solution here. We do, in fact, get the Spikes version of the Sentient, which I think will combo really well with these Armor Welder Helpers. Restoring Retreat is interesting. Down into the back of that floor. But yeah, my hope is that we can just make our champ here into an indefeatable wall that murders everything by retaliating with Spikes damage. Although we're fighting Seraph the Chase, that's going to be really tough. Could also take Rejuvenate here. Every time we're healed, deal damage to the front enemy unit. Really nice with the restores. Note that we actually have less restores and torches than we did previously. 3 of each instead of 5 of each, in order to make room for the new random cards. That's quite an advantage here. I hope to one day be a wall. So may we all be a wall. But yeah, Spikes is going to be tough against Seraph here. Yet, I want to make it work anyway. Oh, I know that the dead weights are really what makes... I'm going to ignore that 100 gold to start. The dead weight is really what makes high Covenant Monster Trains feel so nasty. On Low Covenant, you can build such a small and powerful deck of cards. It's pretty crazy. Oh, look at all the clergymen. What are we going to do about all them? What are we gonna do? Boop. Boop. Ooh, perfect time to get the armor. Perfect time to get the armor, excuse me. The armor. Behold. They'll even do damage from behind her. That's pretty good, actually. You die to spikes. And imps. Beautiful. Just beautiful. Glimmer is back, and I think Glimmer would be a very broadly useful card here. Wildwood Sap's not bad either. Can apply regen in large quantities, which can be useful for stacking heal effects. I think Glimmer will definitely be the better card overall. Do we want Rage? More armor is interesting. I'm not sure what our support units are going to look like. I think this is a card reward I'll skip. The Vent is a card that really is, I think, kind of eclipsed by Glimmer. Glimmer can do everything Vent can do, pretty much. Usually I advocate going Merchant of Steel early. We have this Merchants of Steel too. So I could go Merchant of Magic first if I wanted to here. Don't get a banner unit immediately if I don't do that. I do feel like this run is going to be very effective if I focus on spells. Okay, let's go Merchant of Magic here, then Merchant of Steel here. Skip the dupe for now. And then we'll go to the Divine Temple after that. Snuffy, thanks for the 16 months. Does anything happen if your champ dies? You lose them for the rest of the fight, but otherwise, no. There's nothing, no special penalty or anything. Permafrost, that's retain. I want to make the Restoring Retreat cheaper. Glimmer is also a good one to make cheaper. Free plus spell power Glimmer is quite good. Plus 20 damage and consume on a torch is also quite nice. Just use it once and be rid of it. Something to note is that the upgrade in the first slot of the shop is always a -1 cost. So you can very reliably get spell discount upgrades at the shop. That's quite useful. I don't think I want the Freestone. Although Freestone on Restoring Retreat could be good. Holdover, there it is. But I don't want Holdover Glimmer. How about Holdover Restoring Retreat? Yes. Yes. That can allow us to stack a lot of big fat units on the same floor. I like that. Let us do that. This will be a good run to showcase overstacking of a floor. Wonder if I even make it 0 cost at the place. Mixed feelings about that. Yes, and there is also a hard cap. Hard cap of 7 units on one floor. Excuse me again. You cannot go beyond that no matter what. Alright, we're going to leave it as is. I am going to take the bonus money. I would definitely like to be able to look at some units here. Armor 10 could be a little annoying, but I think with the upgraded Glimmer, we should be okay. This Restoring Retreat's actually not going to do much yet, but maybe we can make a whole bunch of train stewards on the bottom floor. That'd be funny. Sounds too expensive to actually work, though. But heck, might as well, right? That's right, we got the jack strips. Don't forget the jack strips. It's going to be a little slightly annoying. Actually, they'll die after adding the curse. That's annoying. That is annoying. Then they die. Fair enough. Fair enough. So if I play the Restoring Retreat, we can get the Train Stewards to be behind the Sentient, which essentially allows the Train Stewards' damage to be added to the Sentient's bulk. Pretty good, overall. Probably take a little bit to this guy. That's fine. Actually, we won't take any damage to this unit because the boss will die. Fun fact, when the boss of the wave dies, the fight is over immediately. Nothing else is allowed to happen. So it says we're winning, I trust it. Spikes versus spikes. In fact, all our guys die because of the spikes the boss has. But then because the boss does little damage, the spikes are really effective against it. That's funny. The mirror match. Good stuff. Apply spikes. We can be spikier. Fine Sharpen's often not particularly worth it, but it can be fun. Steel Enhancer is here again. Let's do spikes. Ascend and descend? Or take some more armor? Hornbreak seems like the sort of thing that might be useful. Glimmer's doing a good job, though. I'm going to skip this for the money. Keep less units overall. All right, our first unit. We can now see unit essences. These are the properties that a unit will apply if infused into another unit. Sweep is interesting. I think we want single target damage to be behind the sentient here. So the Animus of Will works really well. If we want to be tankier, then we can take Steelworker to get armor 5 to everybody on every turn. And in fact, if I'm going to descend stuff with Restoring Retreat, stacking Steelworkers can be a hilarious way to get tanky. Let's do it. Take the Steelworker. And then we can get another Awoken unit. Milk Jug, thanks for the 17 months. How's it going, friendo? I almost want to go Hellvent, but I know I want the upgrades from the Merchant of Steel. We'll be duping that Steelworker later. Maybe we'll go to this Hellvent. The Steelworker trigger during boss turns? No. No. Only after combat is finished. So let's see what the... pro tip, by the way, if you've got a merchant and a unit, particularly Merchant of Steel and unit, look at the Merchant of Steel first to see what the upgrade available is. Multi-strike is noteworthy. Then, knowing that you can give it multi-strike, look at what the units are so you can get a bit more information. Awoken Hollow looks like the thing we want here. We just want Chonkitude. Chonk and bonk. That's the goal. Make it wide. Meanwhile, Husk Hermit attacks every unit at the same time. Thing is, our spikes already kind of do that. So I'm not really interested in sweep here. This adds the Cultivate effect. When we heal it, it will increase the stats of the friendly unit with the lowest health. Kind of interesting. So do I want to give multi-strike to that Awoken Hollow? I'm not sure. I think we should look at the Concealed Caverns before buying upgrades. I'm not 100% sure on that. The optimal order here is a bit weird. What I'm definitely going to do is pay 15 shards to look at and choose an artifact. For these Divine Hordes, you choose from 3, not 2. So you can guaranteed get something really useful. And I think, for example, Lost Luggage is exceptionally useful. Imagine if Bag of Prep said draw 5 cards. That's Lost Luggage. Chance to daze enemies on the bottom floor. That would actually prevent them from attacking us. Winged Steel is draw 1 per turn. But only after you play 3 cards. A bit weird. Give me the Lost Luggage. Cadraziel says, I feel the optimal order when you have a unit shop is Cavern last. Because there might be duplication stuff. I believe is the logic there. Alright, let's make this Awoken have a multi-attack. Let's make it a really big, powerful unit. I might even add Battlestone on top of it, just for some bigger base stats. Then it's a truly fearsome unit. Sure. Could pay for a reroll here, it's worth considering. Do we want Rage 7 on anything? Not on the Steelworker, that's for sure. Probably not on a Welder Helper either. Although if we put them in the back, they're actually pretty decent at doing damage like that. Yeah, we don't want our imps to be cultivated. Usually. We can achieve that by killing them after we play them. It's a good reason not to upgrade them then. Alright, let's just reroll. Endless. Perfect. Let's make one of these endless. We can actually combine the imps one into the other. What are the properties, though? It's like 10 to all? Armor 10 to friendly units, plural. It's also not necessarily something we want with the descend mechanic. Well, we'll play around with it, see if it's actually useful. Seems in theory good, so sure, why not? Strength Stone is Steelworker. It's just kind of a basic upgrade, but it's fine. Probably going to dupe the Steelworker, or infuse the Steelworker into something, and then dupe that something. Eh. Build a card, any card. It's a really cool event. We get to essentially create our own special card. And we definitely want something that says spikes on it. Heck yeah, spikes on it. And we can also make it descend, so we can have 2 descend cards. That's extra cool. Make it descend. Create an effect that increases capacity. Create an effect that increases card draw. Whoa, give me that. Get Old Magic. Apply Spikes 5. Descend the unit +1 capacity on this floor. Although Spikes and Descend is kind of weird, because it gets pushed to the back. I like it. We can do some stuff with that. All right, let's fight the first boss. Wow, that's a lot of cards. Dang. Okay, let's deploy in the middle here. That way we can overstack as much as we desire. Ow. Hey, I didn't say you could do that. That's right. This is Daedalus' special property for this fight. 1 damage to the front unit whenever an enemy dies. That's good stuff. That is good stuff. Some more armor. Alright, so that floor gets the bonus capacity, but we've descended our unit onto the middle floor. And you can actually see that the capacity is indicated as being overstuffed here. When moving a unit between floors, capacity is not checked. You just end up with whatever you end up at. So you're allowed to create very bulky floors, if you wish. Alright, Armor Imp. You need to die. You also need to die. Yeah, I would say Max Covenant's about comparable to Ascension 15 for Spire. It's pretty tough, actually. But the game at its hardest is not as difficult as Spire, just because there's less decision-making to do. Ultimately. Alright, this looks like it's going well. We don't want to... Oh yeah, let's keep overstacking, actually. Train Steward, you're on top. Get in there, buddy. Stay alive, imp. I decree it, apparently. I should be healing the hollow. That way we'll buff more stats. You are not allowed to be alive. Kill you. Heal here. So just to check, if we descend... Oh no, that's going to send him to the bottom floor, excuse me. You descend when you're on the bottom. I think you do still move to the back. I believe that's a thing. Actually, if I do this, we just win. Not quite, but very close. I like it. If we put the Train Steward in back, I'm sure we do. Yeah. Get him on the bottom floor, just because we can. Bonk. More spikes. Apply regen and spikes. Gonna be so bad against Seraph the Chaste. If Spreading Spores is gonna work, though. It's gonna work on this difficulty level. It's also really good on the Awoken Hollow, maybe? Let's do it. Double Awoken Hollow. We can make our Awoken Hollow into an even more Awokender Hollow by doubling down on its own properties. I like that. That's often an effective choice in Last Divinity. Pick up a second copy of the unit that you're maining and infuse it into itself. The double cultivate. So probably want more card draw. Capacity is interesting. More capacity would let us get started a bit easier, but ultimately we're not going to need it that much. Take the draw first, and then maybe energy or capacity later. We'll see. But I'm very much a almost always draw first kind of guy. Probably want to take the remove 2 here, although the Merchant of Magic isn't that appealing. What is appealing is this first Divine Temple. Finally, we'll get a taste of true power. I do feel like I would like more units still, too, actually, which makes this path a little bit more appealing. Okay, we do want more units. If we're overstacking a floor. What do you got? My Raged all units have killed? Not very good. Fragile. That's a bad property to have. I don't like these units. Ooh, enemy units do less damage. That can be pretty good. Rationing Scales. Before each battle, set Pyre health to 50. If this reduces your Pyre health, gain money for each health that you lost. We have 110 Pyre health. This would essentially let us sell our health for a ton of cash. We would gain 3 times 60, 180 gold. It's enough to buy another whole relic. And it essentially lets us benefit more from healing. We can sell healing thereafter. Moreover, with the Rationing Scales, if you go below 50, you heal back up to 50 afterwards. That's very good. I find Winged Indulgence a lot less good when you're going for the Last Divinity anyway. Let's take the Rationing Scales. That big boost of money is going to be quite good. Oh, that's right, the Cultivating version. When damaged, cultivate 1, and you draw 1 more each turn. What a fascinating side branch to the Sentient. Rather tempted to go full spikes, but I think that extra card draw will be very massive. I'm going Spreading Spores, right? No, yeah, we want the card draw version. Let's cross path into Cultivating. Gonna draw like crazy. Oh yeah, and we do get Value Stone, I was hoping. Get a spell to cost 2 less. So originally I wanted to use that on Restoring Retreat. Now I think it's more important to make Spreading Spores free. Self-duplicating 0-cost card, plus a lot of card draw. Pretty good. But the true power of the Divine Temples is the Pact. Sacrifice a unit for 25 shards to infuse the essence of that unit into another unit. That allows you to combine 2 units into 1 super unit. So Awoken Hollow plus Awoken Hollow, we give it more base stats, we give it a bigger capacity size, and now it double cultivates when healed. Is there a certain shard number you're aiming to not exceed per ring? On the High Covenant levels, there are sort of breakpoints you want to avoid. Most bosses will scale linearly with Pact shards, but enemies will also be empowered More on those in a minute when we start to face them. I want a True Stone. True Stone would have been good on Glimmer. I don't think I need piercing on anything right now. 2 cultivate triggers or a double powered? 2 cultivate triggers separately, looks like. Separately, too. Ow, my health, but ooh, my wallet. Oof, Heaven's Seal can be tough. Non-boss enemies restore all health when moving up a floor. This plus the scales could lead to a sudden demise for us if an enemy slips by with very low health. But we get a whole artifact, so we're essentially risking the whole run here. And it's these guys who gain power every floor. I don't think I should take this. I think this actually could be a really bad risk for us. I bet 1 or 2 will slip by with a little bit of health. All right. Let's not mess with that. It's this guy in particular, these 70 health ones that are very spooky. So you'll note sometimes now we see enemies that have a sort of purpley crystal glimmer to them. They might be bigger than normal versions, and they have much better stats. These are enemies that are empowered by shards, and they're a lot nastier. I mean, look at that. 870 versus 235. And 10 regeneration. He's more than twice as tough to kill. That's nasty. That is nasty. So how do we want to deal with this? Guess we'll put Sentient on bottom, because we want to overstack the bottom floor, right? We could try to overstack middle again. Gives me a bit more prep time against this particular enemy. Let's try that again. Well, in this case, I'm going to do it a bit weirdly here. I want Sentient to have the extra spikes. Kill that, resummon it next turn? I don't know if that's a good idea. Fine Grasp here won't matter. I don't want the small one to be in front. Yeah, let's kill you then. Alright, definitely glad we didn't take Heaven's Seal. Kind of spooked out. Alright, here's the Awoken Hollow that we can then Restoring Retreat. That's perfect. It's so big! Look at its junkitude. 35 times 2. 40 out of 100 health. Yeah, and specifically, it triggers when healed, cultivate 2, triggers when healed, cultivate 2. 2 separate instances. Let's see how that works when we descend here. Big. Yeah, 2 separate instances, for sure. I think we could have gotten away with it, quite frankly. Could have had a free relic. I don't have a unit to descend. Although I could... I could descend one of these guys to get capacity on the middle floor. That's funny. Just keep healing you. Oh, we should have tested the bottom row thing. That might actually matter. Yeah, this guy doesn't die either. Interesting. Okay, currently we'll damage the pyre a little bit. That doesn't matter because of the scales, so that's fine. Let's use this down here then. Have more spikes, lady. And more stats. And yeah, you saw there the cultivates actually hit separate targets because they had near equal health there. Proving that it is two separate instances. Conclusively. Oh, interesting. Okay. So I think we made a misinterpretation. Looks like if you cannot descend, I don't think you do move to the back. So I think we should try setting up on the bottom next time and stacking more spikes on our front lady. How's it going, Shy Ghost? Hello and welcome. Glad to hear you've been able to beat Act 3 with all three characters, all three base characters in Spire. Don't forget that Watcher. Engraft is an amazing card when you've got Cultivate. It says restore 1, gain 1 energy back, draw 1 more card next turn. So it's a free draw, it's a free energy, you just heal 1. And that's perfect for activating the Cultivate effect. So I love this card. And Snare's not bad either. These are things we don't want as much. Yeah, for as long as you don't mind drawing the card next turn, which is not necessarily good. Yes, Cultivate still works even if the unit is at maximum health. That's right. So, am I hell-venting the big hollow? No. Feels like Steelworker is now irrelevant. I think I like going for an Unstable Vortex and for magic upgrades. And then maybe we'll dupe Spreading Spores or something later? Double stack. Oh, double stack Spreading Spores. Regen 4, spikes 4, but it does have an energy cost. Interesting. It's a fun option. Anything else we can double stack? The old magic can be spikes 10. Interesting. Definitely want to make Engraft free. That way it's an energy generator. And the other good one for this is Holdover. Let's lose one of these Vine Grasps to consume here. I'm not sure what else we're going to do, other than removed Stewards for sure. Stinky Stewards. We got on the temple here. Spell Chain. When played, add a copy of this card to your hand. The copy costs 1 more and gains Purge. Oh, maybe that's what we put on Spreading Spores. Wait, how does it work with the Spell Chain version, though? The Spell Chain version won't create a copy, will it? No, that's not good. Spellchain Engraft is where it's at. That way the Engraft gets played a second time, you get another Cultivate proc, and another draw on the next turn. That's very good. Do we have any other infusions we want to do? I can infuse the Welder Helper into the Steelworker just for a remove. I don't know if we want to go that many shards, though. Yeah, the Spellchain version might create another copy with Purge that's at +1 cost. I don't think I want that, though. So let's spell chain the engraft. That's good. We've got more temples. It's just temples all the way down, pretty much. Where am I? I'm here. All right, so do I want to double stack spreading spores is the question, essentially. I think the answer is heck yes. Well, there's the holdover. We could put holdover on the old magic. That's kind of cute, too. Interesting options here. That means we can just use this as a heal every turn, too. It's kind of nice. I don't really love holdover on any of this. I'm not gonna lie. Just gonna purge. The train stewards. All of them. Free train steward. Goodbye. We can take it. Want to get lots of money during a run that's looking to go to the Divinity here. You're gonna need it. Alright, Jackstrips kills all these nerds anyway, so let's just set up on the bottom. Yeah. We're gonna need extra energy from our next boss, I think. The power of healing. And the power of engraft. Check this out. The stats, and then another engraft, and then the stats. And that also gives us 2 more draw next turn. Pretty good. Have some more sharpitude. Let's do it. Alright, these things are a little annoying. That's alright. Let the spores get to their work. Kill that one, and this one. I'm also allowed to descend enemy units with old magic. It's kind of interesting. Here, you want some regen. So yeah, Spikes 5 can't move. Doesn't move to the back. That's cool. Matajal, thanks for the 11 months. You're so welcome for the awesome year of content. Here's to many more. Many moons of content. So, for example, we can also restoring retreat an enemy unit to kill it by bringing it back into our battle line here. Look at that regen power. "44 spikes, that's pretty juicy. This enemy has stealth, so it can't be attacked until all these stacks wear off. This kind of enemy is really, really nasty if you've got a glass cannon set up, because they'll completely ignore your ability to hurt them and just kill your units if they don't have enough health. Pick up another engraft, seems like a good idea. 1 was good, surely 2 is better. Got no armor. I don't think the Hellhorn cards are doing us much good here. Vortex Trinkets or Merchant of Steel? Doesn't feel like the Merchant of Steel does much for me, so let's keep purging cards and look at some artifacts that might be of quality. We also get more money for taking the Pyre Remains. Seems good to me. Alright, these Welder Helpers are no longer welcome in the deck. They're just not doing enough. 3 magic power. Let's see, which fell am I facing? That's not Scourge Fell, okay. 3 magic power means all of our effects are 3 higher numerically. All the heals are +3, all the damage is +3. That's not bad. Doesn't make Spreading Spores any better, though. Yeah, the Endless Set one's actually worse. That might be true at the moment. I don't think any of these are that good. Oh, but with the Queen's Tale, it's a different story now, isn't it? Sure. Did we look here? Oh, we did not. There's another value stone. I can make Sharpen free. That's pretty sweet, actually. Or Intrinsic. Always draw a card on turn 1. Let's take the value stone and put it on Sharpen here. Seems pretty sweet. So we're now at almost the 100 shards we need to face the Last Divinity in combat. Just need a few more. So you've decided bottom is the way to be, apparently. Got it. Kill it. More energy and health and draw next turn. So next turn we draw 10 cards. Allegedly. Spikes 5 can't move. And these all consume. Hit this thing, I guess. So we see every remaining card in the deck and then some. That's pretty cool. Start by spreading those spores. Here, big guy, you're in front. do have this one to deal with, but I think we have solutions. Gonna give this guy a bunch of armor? That's a little scary. This one also has that property? Oh well, I guess. I'm not gonna not play my cards. So let's hope that we outscale the enemies when we do this. You come down now. So, spam all the spells on the bottom, then descend the super armored enemies, is the plan here. You get spikes. You're coming to the front. Although that'll give him both 10 armor, it's not worth it. Many stats. That is a lot of spikes. Dang. I don't think I've ever had this many spikes. Wonder if there's a double your spikes card. I can't remember. I want there to be. So, very important of note, once your unit reaches a regen level that's higher than the amount of damage the boss can do in one turn, you become essentially invincible to the boss. And that is really powerful. Oh, there's right, the Wormkin card can do it. Double all buffs. So Fel won't even put a dent in Sentient here. Not a chance. $104 spikes. All that damage just gets healed immediately for the next 61 rounds. We've unlocked the Stygian Guard. Hell yeah. Double armor is here. Who needs it? And I think we want the energy. Fel's Remorse. We've already got all the card draw we could possibly use, right? So no need for a Merchant of Steel. Let's just remove more cards. And upgrade what we got left. Even the regen heals can go. So 10 more spikes or more cultivate when we're damaged. I don't think we care about that. Give me 10 more spikes. The Spikitude must grow. Magic power. Purge Stone is a permanent remove. Can be kind of nice. You should be cheap. I think double stack. We could make the sharpened spikes 8. I like it. Let's do it. Remove consume. Would cost more. Interesting. Don't have anything I want to use that on. Make that restore 11. Sure. Onward. We can get our final shards here. Get 15 for a artifact. That's what we'll do. Another mark of invasion. We can deal with those, right? Right? These ones aren't killed by jackstrips, but I'm usually of the opinion you should take the final challenge for the 400 bucks. Pretty worthwhile. Yeah, Glimmer can just kill them here. What the heck in turn 1? Not there. Here. The imp is all powerful. No, he's dead. All right. Goodbye, imp. And then I think on turn 2, we just draw every card in the deck again. This is why there's dead weights in higher difficulties of Monster Train. I guess we'll hit the Pyre. I don't want them to do that. Do this, though. Draw me the Glimmer. Get him, imp. None shall pass the imp. Apply spikes. Keep that region up on you. It's actually incredible the amount of healing power we've got to work with here. I like it. 108 spikes with 2 waves to go. Holy moly. I think you need about 300 spikes to instantly kill everything. Pretty tough to get. Not even this trample dude has the power. Although it looks like he's missing the rage he normally has from high shards. Guess that must be a higher covenant thing. Poor guy. Get spiked on, sir. Log. Thanks for 3 months. Happy New Year. Are infinite decks possible in this game? Yes, although they're much rarer than in Slay the Spire. There's a couple different combinations you can use to get infinite. Spikes? Regen? We don't need none of this. Or this. Draw 1 more card each turn, then return 1 card to the top of your draw pile. Chance to remove buffs from enemies when they enter the train can be nice. Take that. Cheater's Hand's nice, but not nice when you can already draw 10 on a turn. Guess we'll make that holdover? I don't think it really matters much, huh? These barely matter as well. Here to just remove the last cards that we no longer wish to have. Steelworker I might just completely remove, although he's technically helping. No, he's technically helping. Same with Welder Helper, technically. But only technically. Oh, spells get an extra upgrade slot. Hold on. I should have looked at that earlier. Oh, we can have completely free spreading spores? Let's do it. Friendly units get +1 attack power per stack of spikes. Yes, yes. I'll be taking those. Double stack, spikes 10. Let's go. And you're free. Actually, no, you're free. You love it. Alright, that means we can afford maybe 1 more trinket, too. 1 more artifact. 7 energy on turn 1 to use with our immense draw. With the improved firebox. Or when a card with consume is played, deal 30 to the front enemy. We don't have that many consume cards. Give me more energy turn 1, so we can just go ballistic here. Alright. We spent all the money. Let's fight Seraph. Will Seraph be able to purge enough spikes to do a dang thing? Is the question, and I'm going to go with probably not. Setting up bottom against Seraph's weird, because Seraph is constantly summoning enemies on higher floors, but I think we can deal with that. Here, we start regenning. Just kill everybody. We'd like to put the... we'd like to put the Welder Helper on a different floor, if possible. Doesn't look like that's going to be possible. Currently, Seraph is going to cut our debuffs in half every turn, although it might also mean that he always summons a Lightwing on the bottom floor. Let's see. That'd be good, actually. Because then we don't have to deal with anything on higher floors. Oof, the Ember Drain, though. Wait, will he clear that? No, just the... Bad ones. Well, now I have no energy. That's very rude. So we're kind of fighting a losing battle here with the status effects, but I think it'll still be enough to prevail overall against Seraph here. Especially because of the cultivate effect. And yes, Seraph is summoning a Lightwing on the bottom floor every turn, so I'm actually good with that. All my spells are free anyway, you fool. Oop, I forgot to play that, though. It's fine. Power. And then next wave, Seraph won't clear the buffs anymore because he'll enter combat directly instead. Final wave. So note our spikes and regen hang around here. And that is going to be bad news for Seraph. Because despite the fact that he was constantly debuffing our ability to stack buffs, we're still at 100 spikes and 50 regen, and he has no chance. Poor guy. Poor guy. So with 100 more shards, instead of the run ending there, you ascend to the 9th ring and face the Last Divinity, whose strength does scale with the sheer number of packed shards you have, even without any more than the minimum, though. This is quite the fearsome opponent. Gigantoman. Got 3,600 hit points. Last Divinity exists on all 3 floors at the same time, and will passively attack all 3 floors every turn. Each of these floors has a different ability too. Bottom floor, trample, overkill damage applies to the next unit. Middle floor, multi-strike, attacks multiple times each turn. Top floor, most terrifyingly, sweep and hits every unit you've got on the top. The offensive stats aren't much here on Covenant 1 with 110 shards, but the more shards you have, the stronger this being is, and it can get really, really powerful if you have too many. So we might want to go middle for the double stacking on the spikes. I think we can do that. Can the Last Divinity hit the pyre? Yes. When it enters... after all the waves are gone, it'll enter Relentless mode, and it can fight the pyre. It can even lose to the pyre. Although I won't be able to use the old magic this way, right? We'll have enough with the spreading spores anyway. Forget the imp. He's not worthy. So just spike you, I guess. So I'd say the most difficult part of the Last Divinity is the waves themselves, rather than the boss. The enemies that are summoned during this battle are exceptionally deadly and task your deck in a broad variety of ways. You've got stealth, you've got lots of armor, you've got sweepers, you've got all sorts of nonsense. And you're going to need to have answers to just about anything the game can throw at you if you want to have it work out. Want these anymore. Draw 10. More spikes. I like that the healer made it through. It's pretty funny, actually. Oh yeah, also part of the Last Divinity are mini-bosses. Summoned like regular enemies are units with boss-style stat layouts, but unlike bosses, they're not relentless. So these guys you only get 3 floors to deal with these huge hit point enemies before they go straight to your pyre and murder you. It's part of what makes this such a nasty, nasty, nasty fight. We can use cheats with the Descend cards to keep this thing fighting us for a long time, thankfully. Guess who's back? And that's right, just like with the Heart in Slay the Spire, there's no variation on this final battle. It's always the same, for better or for worse. Didn't work out how I wanted it to. Oh, because the harvesting, that's right. Purge the stealth off those with a potion, that's pretty good. Minus 427, wow. And let's bring you back down here. This enemy will do 5 damage to the pyre, the medic, but that's fine. It's not a big deal. You get spikes. Note that priest mini-boss adds a curse if you don't kill it and a different curse if you do. Here's our second mini-boss. The High Priest of the Light has sweep and also gives a vengeful shard if we kill it. $150 spikes and counting. Shame about the old magic though. Can the Last Divinity purge any buffs? I don't believe so. Oh, but actually, it can purge 2 debuffs, though. Very notably, the Purify passive of Divinity removes all damaging debuffs whenever it's damaged by them. So, Frostbite from Stygian and whatever the Wormkin one's called, like Reap, I think. Both are terrible against Last Divinity. Essentially hard countered by it, which is kind of sad, because those builds are pretty cool otherwise. I think we are definitely going to see some higher shard count runs on the lower Covenant levels, to see what they're like. Didn't want to do it on this run, but in the future, definitely. Definitely. $200 spikes. Now that's spiky. Some spikes. This is not the end, is what it says, immediately prior to ending. It's kind of like a lie, but not quite. Anyway, I started spiking. GG. GG. Yes, Carissa, back when Monster Train first released, a lot of the most successful strategies revolved around Sap and Frostbite on Seraph. So those two things in particular have received really heavy nerf hits over this game's existence, bringing them ultimately to a comparatively weak spot now when they were originally dominating. I marked the first one today, Faley. The first one is sort of like a Monster Train intro how-to. I think it'll serve really well as a what is Monster Train video. The second one was pretty good too, but maybe not as important. Clicky clacky. Vine Mother summons a sting spell each turn. This one's a bit weird. Bramble Lash. The Thorn Casing. And we've now unlocked our alternate champ for the green folks, Wildenton. I think we'll unlock the Hellhorn alt champ too. Hell yeah. Oh, not quite, actually. That was satisfying. 9 Awoken Cards Divine mastered on that run. Heck yeah. Good stuff. Now the Wormkin should be unlocked too, right? Yeah, there they are. Resurrect the reclusive Wormkin. These keepers of Titan lore and history bring the power they've stored over millennia of dedicated study and isolation. So now we've got 4 of the clans unlocked. Really appreciate the game gives you random as options. Unfortunately, Twitch chat, that is all the time I've got today. It's been an amazing first stream back from break. I had an absolute blast.